معمق أجرين في جيش دفاع لتدح بشكل أمامك للشام.
السلام عليكم، لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
أنا أقول لكم وأقول لكل يهودي وأريد يحفظ هذه: قوتنا الحقيقية تكمن في تمزيق 3 دول. قوتنا الحقيقية كيهود إن استطعنا أن نمزق 3 دول، هنا نقول تربعنا على عرش القوة. لا بد من تمزيق مصر، ولا بد من تمزيق سوريا، ولا بد من تمزيق العراق. ذكر ال3 دول، مزقوها وتربعوا على عرش القوة إلى ما لا نهاية حتى يسترد هؤلاء. مزقوا. بدأت عملية التمزيق اللي انتهى بالعراق الآن. هل أحد يتخيل أن يصل العراق إلى ما وصل إليه؟ مزق. سوريا اللي فيها حوالي 97% كلهم مسلمين.
Tony Blinken is beginning his remarks. Let's listen.
To testify before you today.
The Geneva Convention forbids the bombing of densely populated areas. Stop supporting the genocide and ethnic cleansing of the people of Gaza. Cease fire now. Save the children of Gaza. Save the children of Gaza. Cease fire now. Where is your pride, America?
I do recognize that people feel very passionately, but I ask that we have order in this hearing room.
We've invested in the modernization of our military, and we've invested in our greatest strategic asset abroad, our network of allies and partners, which is growing larger, stronger, more united, and more capable than ever. We're standing up for our interests and values, not shrinking back, not in the face of Russia's aggression against Ukraine, not in the face of an intensifying strategic competition in the Indo-Pacific and around the world.
If the witness will suspend, and I ask that everyone again respect this hearing, we will suspend until the room is cleared.
Is calling for a ceasefire. Shame on you all. The world is calling for a ceasefire. The American people don't want to support this brutal war. Stop the war. Stop the ceasefire now. Stop funding this brutal massacre that Israel is doing on the people of Gaza. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
Thank you, Senator Blinken. If you can continue.
As I said, we're standing up for our interests and values, not shrinking back, not in the face of Russia's aggression against Ukraine, not in the face of intensifying strategic competition in the Indo-Pacific and around the world, not in the face of terrorism and its state sponsors.
אני רוצה שתדמיין את הילד של חביבי, שם, ילד קטן, חסר אונים, אפרוח. אני רוצה שראש הממשלה יזיל דמעה. שראש הממשלה יגיד, הדס, אני דואג לילד ולילדה שלך. שגביר בן גביר ושמאל וכל החבר'ה שם בממשלה. איפה הם? מתחבאים? מה? במחילות? בושה! בושה, חברים, בושה! אנחנו נתנו, ההורים שלי נתנו, החברים שלי נתנו, הילדים, כולם מתים בשביל המדינה הזאת. לא שווה למות בארץ ארצנו, סליחה. לא שווה. שווה לא לחיות פה.
Rights of replies exercised recently. A few days ago, the delegation of Israel from this same seat spoke about the impact of terrorism on the Middle East and mentioned that terrorism is evil. And let me reconfirm, terrorism is evil, terrorism is evil, terrorism is evil. But let me call upon them to open a bracket and add the following, and I will read them in dictating speed. Bombing hospitals is evil. Bombing churches is evil. Sieging civilians is evil. Calling Palestinians human animals and children of the dark is evil. Foreign occupation is very evil. Nuclear weapons are evil. Unsafeguarded nuclear facilities for decades are evil. genocides, violence, mass killings in the course of history always been evil. And what's happening to Gaza now should not be perceived as less evil. Double standards are evil.
Why aren't you taking in any Palestinians? Why is Egypt not taking Palestinians? Why does the Arab world want to constantly attack Israel without actually offering any place to go for the Palestinians? And what do you say to that?
That is exactly what Israel wants. And that is exactly what might actually starts Third War III. This is the war solution. These are Palestinians. These are their lands. And then suddenly take them. Why? So they've been basically kicked around from their homes. And now another country should take them? You see what will happen? Imagine this. Now. And because Israeli official has been talking openly about this. It's like, why don't they just go in Sinai? Why they go? You know what would happen? Those people are going to be pushed in Sinai. And with any population, 2 million people that are living in refugee camp, what do you think will happen? Unrest, chaos. And then after a few years, the Western media will come with their cameras like, oh, look at those Arabs. Oh, they're killing each other. Oh, Israel is good that they got rid of them. And then they will go to the West Bank. And suddenly those 3.5 million people push into Jordan. The whole idea, why does Jordan take them? Why does Egypt take them? The same question. Europe has 44 countries. Why don't they take Israel? America has 50 states. Why don't they give them Florida? I mean, we seem to complain about Florida the whole time. Why don't they just like give Israel? The whole idea was like, oh, you're Arabs, you're all the same. No, no, no. Because what will happen then? So Israel will move into Jordan? That's like, oh, Saudi, why don't you take the Jordanian?
So
this is not a solution. This is not a solution.
Listen, I hear you. I'm not taking a position either way. Let me ask you directly.
But I want to say something about what Queen Radia said.
Okay.
The whole idea about like the West.
Yeah.
I think that in 3 weeks, Israel morally corrupted the West like no other. I think the West will have a lot of time to recover because for years, the West has been telling us, oh, look, we're liberal. We're all about human rights. All are equal. Adopt our values. And then suddenly, well, you don't want to even to cease. We don't want to even tell Israel to stop. And suddenly we wake up and we find McDonald's are giving free meals to the Israeli because like nothing will make you feel better after killing a bunch of Palestinian kids than a happy meal.
The support for Israel is going to erode. And at the same time, the anger and hatred inside the region, which already dislikes Israel, is going to be phenomenal. So Israel is doing something that I think no one has ever accomplished, at least not in my lifetime, and that is uniting Sunni and Shia against itself. That's why I think we have an obligation to save Israel from itself. We have to think about Egypt. Egypt has been a good strategic partner for Israel. They've kept the peace there for decades. The Egyptians are now in a very difficult position. At least 100,000 Egyptian troops have been moved towards the border with Gaza, involving several divisions. Under great pressure from public opinion in the Arab world, in the Muslim world, they may have to engage the Israelis because no one will protect the population in Gaza. That's a terrible, terrible possibility, one that we don't want, because if that happens to Egypt and Hezbollah attacks from the north, that will bring in everyone else. And we're suddenly confronting a war on a regional level that is going to harm us economically, physically in many ways, but could threaten the very existence of Israel, which I think is the root problem here. We don't want Israel's existence threatened. We want to save Israel. We want to keep it intact. But we may not be able to do that if this war...
That's not true.
Over 10 years, Hamas launched 35,000 rockets into Israel.
And many failed.
They killed 69 people. And 25% military, only part of them were civilians. So over 10 years of 35,000 rockets, they killed 69 people. But in one strike, you want to tell me that these glorified firecrackers caused that kind of damage?
Yes, it looks like they did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
שלום לכולם, שמי סלמן חבקה, מג"ד 53. אני רוצה להגיד לכולכם שגדוד 53 בתפארתו ובעוצמתו עם כל הטנקים שלו מוכן לכל אתגר. שבת בבוקר הגדוד התעורר לבוקר זוועתי, ומהר מאוד מצא את עצמו דוהר על גבי הטנקים שלו ליישובים בעוטף והופך קערה ומציל את המצב של היישובים. וכעת אנחנו מכינים את עצמנו כדי להכות באויב בהוצאה עוצמתית וקטלנית. אני שולח לכם את החיזוקים שלי, ואני מצפה מכם, עם ישראל, מצפה מכם להמשיך להיות מאוחדים, להמשיך להיות חסונים, להמשיך להיות מלוכדים, כי רק ביחד נדע לנצח, כי כוחנו באחדותנו, אין לנו ברירה אחרת. זה העת להיות ביחד, זה העת להתאחד, זה העת לתמוך אחד בשני ולהוביל למטרה אחת, ניצחון.
سلام عليكم. ايه ده المجتمع ده